to Art History 1. Here is our text. You should all have it by now. You have an assignment due next week. And this will be the backbone of our course. We're going to have to travel fast through all this material, and I do cover the whole book. So please, 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 please enter things on time. There are 37 people in this class, a little too large, so I'm going to have to keep going. Please get everything in on time. The purpose of this video is to kind of discuss with you the options you have for the term project. I always give a museum paper, and this year that got a little more complicated because of the COVID epidemic. So I had to come up with an alternate choice for you. First choice, if you can at all, get to a museum, and the museum has to include work from the time spans we're studying. So we only go up to pre-Renaissance in this class. So the best resource for you would be the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. It has all kinds of art. The Cloisters has Romanesque and Gothic art, which we do study, and it is part of the Met, but it's in a different location. More on that another time. But I want you to think about how you want to handle this. If you choose not to go to a museum, I have decided your alternate project will be a PowerPoint in detail about one of the objects we've studied in here. Perhaps it'll be a famous cathedral, perhaps it'll be a famous Greek statue. That will be up to you, but you will have to clear it with me before you start. We will have a window of time when these PowerPoints will be due so the class can view them and discuss them, and I will have time to grade them. As I said, 37 students is a lot, so breaking it up into two choices maybe is a good thing for me as far as grading. If you choose to go to a museum, you have to make a reservation. As of yesterday, they opened in Manhattan. There are museums on Long Island, but none of them meet the criteria for this class. If this were a modern art class, it would be different. So I'd like you to plan, I'd like you to think about it. I always think doing a museum paper is a good time maybe to explore your heritage or your interests, things you might want to learn more about, you know, be open with this. If you've never been to a museum, I would encourage you to go. And I will explain more in detail next week. What I like to do the first week is we'll do introductions, we'll meet each other, you have a brief reading assignment, you have a couple of things to answer, and next week I'll talk about the paper or the PowerPoint. And I also want to mention my testing philosophy. You will notice there's a test every week. The point of that is my bad experience. When I took Art History 1, we were in an auditorium. We had no tests until the midterm and until the final. So no one knew what to expect, and it made it very difficult. You will see how much information you have to glean from this and what's important and what's not. So I think having a test every week helps prepare you for your bigger exams and helps you study and helps you get an idea what we think is important and what might be on the text. So I look forward to working with all of you. Any questions, please email me, and I'll see you next week.